I am back from Barcelona, so I thought I'd sit down and do a little bit of a life update because more things have happened since I sat down and talked to you about us living here in Italy. We've had a couple of steps forward, a couple of steps backwards. But I'm still in good spirits and have been in Barcelona. And I also wanted to talk to you about that I've been bullied into doing another trip next year. And I want to chat about that as well. And I want to get ready. I'm going to just use, I've been really enjoying this NARS foundation. I'm using the shade Santa Fe, which is a shade that works pretty good for me. But I will say, I can't use too much of this foundation because if I do, it ends up being a little cakey. I still don't have a good mirror or a viewfinder, so we're doing this, but let's talk a little bit about like an Italy update. I don't know if you saw my last video. I was trying to make light, make fun of the fact that we've been having, I don't even want to call it issues because honestly, had we just done a little bit more reading into stuff, we probably would have known that this was going to happen to us. But since my husband is an Italian citizen, he is an Italian citizen, I really didn't think we were going to run into that many problems. And I am a Swedish citizen. I have an EU passport. I really didn't think it was going to be, and also we didn't buy property, we're renting. I didn't think it was going to be this difficult. And I will say some of the difficulties that we have had has been because his dad registered him as a newborn under the wrong name. And that is still back here to haunt us. We are trying to buy a car and we found a car and Ricardo is now registered. He officially lives in Torino. He has all his paperwork. It went faster for him, of course. Again, he's an Italian citizen. So all of that went smoothly. But the buying of the car, the DMV equivalent of Italy, does not want to accept the new paperwork that the municipality did regarding his name, because there's been, which is weird because it is official paperwork and the state is registered, like they are okay with this paperwork for him getting an ID because he is registered to get an ID where he has he has an appointment. But for some reason the DMV is higher than the state. I don't know what to say about that. So he's having a hard time getting a car registered. So I really hope that works out. We were supposed to get the car this week, but we're having issues. We're getting a new kitchen in the place that we live. And that has also been like a nightmare. I will say, one of the things that I don't love about Southern Europe is that a scheduled time is a little, everything's up in the air. You don't really know if they're going to show up before they're actually here. So they have been saying that they were going to fix and come and the kitchen is here. They're just going to come here and put it together. And they were going to do it this day. And then they were missing something. And then we're going to come today. And then they didn't show up. And I'm like, that isn't a little annoying, I will say. But hopefully that will be fixed soon as well. And we will have the new kitchen. It does seem like our stuff that is on a boat coming to Italy is actually coming a little earlier. So that's the only thing that actually seems to be being a little bit now, all of a sudden a little bit ahead of time. They did try to get us to pay even more money. And Ricardo was like, I'm pretty sure you're breaking the law here somewhere. He put it in nicer words than that. And he was like, we're not going to do that. And I do feel like I felt this with a lot of businesses. They're always trying to add charges before, after the fact. And I've never had that in Europe, but I have that all the time in the US. There's always a hidden cost. There's always an extra fee. There's always something extra being added on, or they're trying to add something on. And I will say that's one thing I am not going to miss, because I do prefer when the price is the price is the price. The price you're getting is the price you're paying. I do love that. And again, I found it's so fascinating because I had so many people commenting on the video, the last one I did, either being like, yes, every country is the worst in the world, mine is the worst in the world, Italy is the worst. And then I had so many people saying it's so much easier in this country. And I will say, from living in 3 countries, and I think everybody thinks that they know more about the process of other countries, me included, the process of other countries before even living in other countries. Again, me included. And it is so easy to be like, this is going to be easy, or that's not how my country works. But unless you've been an immigrant to your country, you probably actually don't know how that works. And I will say, yes, moving to Italy, it's been a bit of a roller coaster. Again, I'm trying to keep very positive. I know we're not going to get kicked out of the country. We're doing the best we can. Everybody's super, super helpful. But moving to the US was much harder. And I think maybe I didn't talk enough about that, how difficult it was, how it was impossible to get a bank account, to get our social security, to get the work permits, to get the paperwork, to even get electricity. Buying a car, we had a rental car for 2 months in the US. It's so expensive to move to the US, and unfortunately with US, it's a little bit of a pay to win. Like, you can pay to make any problem disappear. Like I said, renting a car for 2 months. But I will say, even like when you get your visa, you're basically told by people, even the people signing the paperwork, saying like, you better behave because they can throw you out at any point, which I mean, they can. So you're almost kind of like, tiptoeing a little bit all the time. Like, let's not say the wrong things. Let's not send in the wrong paperwork. So I think that's the reason why I didn't really talk about it when it was happening. But yeah, it was so hard. We couldn't get any money sent into any kind of bank accounts. We weren't approved for any bank accounts. We had to get our money in checks and go to those like, the offices that offer like payday loans. We had to go there and exchange our checks for prepaid cards. It was something. We did that for a long time. It was quite the struggle. But again, we got through that as well, and everything is salvageable as long as you're like, you have a little, you're able to put in like, a little grit, like just getting through it. But there's definitely points where you just want to throw your hands up and just be like, really? And also all the paperwork for moving to the US took us way longer than a year. Like, it is, for anyone who thinks it's easy to immigrate to the US, boy, do I have a bridge to sell you. But all of that is neither here nor there. We'll get our stuff. Hopefully we'll get a car eventually. I mean, who knows at this point. Again, we do have some advantages. Riccardo's dad is an Italian citizen. Worst comes to worst, he'll buy a car. We'll buy the car in his name. Like, we don't want to do that, of course, but like, we do have ways of getting through these obstacles. But of course, we would love to have the car in our name. And I just got back from Barcelona, which was so amazing. I had so much fun. Let me see if I can get a bronzer. I was there on a Trova trip, and I've been saying that like I wasn't sure if I was gonna do more of these. I mean, trying to, I was saying that I was going through like a midlife crisis, but honestly, I'm almost like a little bit of a midlife crisis. Like, I don't know exactly what I want to do, when I grow up for the rest of my life. I've been saying that I want to put a little less emphasis on YouTube, do other things, share less of myself online. But I have really been enjoying traveling with others, doing these group trips. When I was younger, I didn't have a friend group to travel with. I wasn't able to take friends trip or girls trips, and these have been really amazing, even though they haven't always been girls trips. They've been mixed genders for sure. But I was like, I don't know if I want to commit to another. But I kept getting comments, and I kept getting DMs of people saying they really wanted me to do another one. They were hoping for like better dates that fit them next year. So I am gonna be doing another one for next year, and it is actually going live tomorrow on Wednesday. I'm gonna try and get this video up on Tuesday. And if you want to see what we did in Barcelona on the trip that we just had, that vlog should already be live on my vlog channel. I'm planning to put that up as I'm putting this video up, so I will link that down below and you can have a peek at it. The trips, I do them together with Trova Trip, so they provide hotel, they provide the itinerary. I am able to change around a little bit, and the activities, and also a guide, which is great, someone to just it knows everything about the places we are going, and it can help us with anything that comes up so that I can travel with you and not have to worry about, you know, fixing tickets and time schedules and all of that. So you can always check. I will leave a link down below where you can see how much it is, what is included. I think it is the first 8 people does get a discount. Flights are not included because people will fly in from all kinds of places. Europe, we had someone from Dubai coming in this time, from the US, of course, sometimes from Canada. So offering flights would just be like impossible. This time it's going to be to Croatia, which I'm very excited about because I've always wanted to go. It's my mom's favorite country to travel to, like, vacation wise, so I'm super excited. It's gonna be mid-June. I will put the exact dates up here, and it's gonna be starting in Split and ending in Dubrovnik. If you didn't know, Dubrovnik is an old beautiful town, and it is where they filmed King's Landing for Game of Thrones. I'm so excited. There's going to be beach days. There's going to be so much like sightseeing, and I am super excited. So hopefully we'll be able to do this. We do need to cover a certain amount of spots to get the trip going, but if you're interested in this, check it out down below. I will also have a group chat that I always have on Instagram where we chat about the trips and we get to know like the people that we're going to be traveling with, and you can always join the group chat, or you can leave interest at the Trova trip page down below. There is no commitments if you join the group chat or anything. You can just join and chat if you want to. It doesn't have to, like, you don't have to join the trip if you just want to chat and like get to know more people. That is going to be on my Instagram, so I will leave a link to that as well down below. And if you're not interested in any of these trips, no hard feelings. Group trips are not for everyone. Some people prefer to travel with their significant other. Some people prefer to travel alone. Looking at you, Kelly Gooch, I'm always so impressed with her travels. I will say I've really enjoyed group travel, even more than I thought I would. I was pretty sure that I was going to enjoy it, which is why I signed up for this, because I will say, if there's one thing, let me put these away. If there's one thing that I have learned through these group trips, it is that I have an amazing audience, and the people who I've met through these group trips have just amazing values, so much fun, so kind and open, and just we're having such a great time. And I've gotten to know so many people and gotten so many different perspectives, and we're always different like ages. There are people younger than me, older than me. Some people go alone, some people bring someone, like a +1 on the trip. I usually bring a +1 as well. It's been either Samantha March or Heather Austin so far. I don't know who I'm bringing to Croatia, but I'm definitely bringing someone. And if you have someone that you would love to meet, let me know in the group chat. Nothing's impossible. But yeah, overall, these have been just so much fun, and it's giving me, and we have actually talked about that, the trip now in Barcelona. These trips remind us that there are so many good people out there. Just fun, kind, generous people that are just so much fun to be around, and they always give me so much energy. So happy. So I'll talk a little bit about the Barcelona trip, and I want to use one of these gloss gods. I did do a reel. I'll see if I can put that up. These are like highlighter blush hybrids, and I do have a code with gloss gods. I was able to get it reinstated because they changed their affiliate program, so you can use code Angelica at gloss gods again, and you can get some money off. It is a Swedish indie brand. Super excited to be able to have some of their new stuff to try out. So I will leave that down below. You can always try code Angelica at checkout. It works at quite a bunch of different indie places that I love and recommend. I will also today be using the Paisley Hoot palette by Cinch Beauty. This is my own beauty brand, and this palette has been out of stock for quite some time, and it is now being restocked next week. Next week, the 29th of May, this palette is being restocked. So keep your eyes open, and it is being restocked together with a new collection that we will talk about in the beginning of next week. I'm going to show you what that's going to be all about. So I thought I'd use this one and do something cute, and just wanted to let you know about the restock, because I and my customer service representative, we get so many questions every week asking when it's going to come back. So coming back May 29th. I zoomed in a little bit so you can actually see what I'm doing, even though I'm not technically talking that much about the makeup. I'm going to be using that look, from Gloss Gods, and this is one of the blushy highlighters. And again, I don't, wait, I have a small mirror here. Ugh. Sorry if I'm talking very like low, by the way, but I'm a little bit conscious because like my husband's actually here and I think he's like sitting outside the door because he's been helping fixing the kitchen today. And I mean, I couldn't really film while they were doing the kitchen. And I also, well, because Ricardo ended up doing the kitchen with another handyman that's doing other stuff around this house for the lady who owns it. So they ended up starting later and I couldn't film, and now I'm filming and I'm just like, it's late and I'm like, I feel like I'm whispering because I'm like, what if he hears me? Like he doesn't like edit some of my videos and know exactly how ridiculous I am. That is really beautiful. But yeah, those are they're not glittery. I know in the reel that I did, because of the sunlight, it kind of looks like they're glittery. They're definitely not glittery, but they are definitely a blush highlighter hybrid. But that's really pretty. I really like it. But yes, I just came home from Barcelona. I actually bought these earrings in Barcelona. Aren't they so cute? And I did film a vlog. And like I said, that is live on my second channel where I do travel vlogs and book content. I will get back to book content soon as my stuff gets here. Because I've been in a little bit of a reading slump, but I read 4 books in Barcelona. Well, one of them I have like 10% left off on my Kindle, but I was reading a lot, so I'm excited. And I also feel very excited about like filming. I have so many videos that I want to film, and again, I film when I feel like it now because I do try to do other stuff as like my main job, but this is still something I truly enjoy and it's like a side hustle for me. So of course I'm gonna be filming more when I feel like it, and I have really been feeling like it after I get back from Barcelona. I need to sharpen this one. This is Jassy Juniper by my own brand, Cinch Beauty. Like I said, we're gonna have a new launch next week. I've worked so hard on that and I am so excited that you finally get to see it. And another thing that I bought in Barcelona, I didn't shop a lot. I shopped a couple of things, but I didn't shop a lot. We did a lot of sightseeing. Everything is so beautiful, the architecture, the houses, it's so colorful. We went to see both Sagrada Familia, we went inside and outside, and we went to Casa Batlio. Oh my god, you can hear me in the vlog struggling with that. But I did do a little shopping and I bought my first ever makeup item from Hermes. And of course, I had to buy, look, it comes with a dust bag. I had to buy an orange. And this is a new one because this is an orange gloss and it has some shimmer to it, and it has like an Hermes imprint, and it is so pretty. And I was like, immediately when I saw it, I was like, yes, this will be my first Hermes one. Like, look at that. Oh, so pretty. And if you didn't know, this is Hermes Orange. Like, this is the color of the brand. And it's a very, like, I love warm, just a very warm yellow leaning orange. And I am very excited. This reminds me in undertone of the bomb from Valentino. But this one, I'm just putting this back in the box. Listen, it's the only Hermes I own. That's not true. I have sandals from them. But it is very similar in color and undertone to the Valentino lip balm, but this one has shimmer, and I think this one is more pigmented. But I think that looks incredible. But yeah, we were able to do a lot of sightseeing. We saw so many fun, beautiful things. One thing that I really love about the Trova trips is that the itinerary is always such a good mix between the things that you really want to see. You know, Sagrada Familia, you want to see that. You want to do, like, we went and saw the Gothic quarters and we went to a vineyard, but then also it always has some fun activities that you never thought of doing. Like when we were in Rome, we went touring around the city in those little Fiat 500s. One of the most fun things I've done. When we were in Bali, we did a cooking class, and in Barcelona we also did a cooking class, and we did paella from scratch. And It was so good. It was so much fun. We got to go to the food market, and I love being able to do those things that like I wouldn't have done that necessarily myself, but I always enjoy doing them. And going to the vineyard, it was so beautiful, and I just really love those kind of like activities, things that are like, I didn't think of that, but I'm really enjoying it. So I had so much fun. And of course, then we had some free time, and I just feel like I finally got to see Barcelona because I've been there twice before, but I never got to see any of it. I've never seen Sagrada Familia, even though I've been there. This is my third time. This is the first time I'm seeing it. It's like borderline a crime. So I just had such a good time, and all the food that like Trova had booked for the trip, so good. All the breakfast was so good. I feel like I gained 10 kilos. Okay, what do I want to do? I'm thinking, do I want to do, I might do these two shades, and then what am I doing? I want to do the multi-chrome Groovy. Maybe I'll actually start with Boogie, which is the dark shade, just a little bit out here. And I really hope we're able to go to Croatia next year because the itinerary seemed like so much fun, and I've always wanted to go. I mean, I can go regardless, but yeah, it's just been so much fun to have these group trips and get to know new people. And of course, I can't lie, it is pretty convenient for me that we are staying in Europe. The people like want Europe, because it makes it easier for me to travel, because again, I was worried that I wasn't gonna have time. Okay, I'm using corduroy now. The more like clayey, like reddish, like almost like a neutral red. And then I'm gonna be using velvet after, which is the mustard. I'm gonna add a little bit of the velvet now, which is the yellow or the like mustard. And I'm just doing that to warm up the edge. So I'm just like, I'm putting a little bit on, and I'm basically just running it on the edge to warm this up. I mean, I made this palette to be a very versatile neutral palette that could be like a neutral palette if you don't have a lot of neutral palettes, or if you have a lot of neutral palettes and you want to try some new combinations. I wanted it to be a different neutral palette. So if you have a lot of neutral palettes, it's something you might not have seen before. And if you don't have a lot of neutral palettes, you do have enough colors and combinations in here that you might get pretty far just with having this one. As you can see, this is just adding a little bit of warmth to the look because of the mustard, which is what I wanted to go with the lip. So I did the same under, and now I'm gonna do a Groovy, which is the more like a multi-chrome shade. I love a good neutral multi-chrome, and I am just gonna put that on the lid. You can see it's looking a little bit like a warm, almost like a reddish bronze, but there is a like a tarnished gold going to a slight green as well. I might do a little bit here even, just of the shimmer. And then there is a matte white shag rug in this palette. I love a good contrast, but I'm just gonna do a little bit. Might even do white in my waterline because of the white inner corner. So I put on a little bit of a lash, and this is what the look is. And I gotta say, I think this looks so cute. My hair is so dirty. Be happy you can't touch it. Be happy this isn't smell-o-vision, okay? Because I need to wash my hair in the worst way. Thank you so much for being here and for listening to me complain about not having a kitchen, a car, or my stuff. But I'm trying to keep a positive like outlook. It's gonna get here. Everything is gonna get sorted, and I just had the most amazing trip. and I just feel like my batteries are so full. And if you are interested in joining, again, I will leave the link to the Instagram where you can join the group chat. I will leave the link to the trip where you can sign up to be interested, and it's launching tomorrow. Did I say that in the beginning? I don't know, but the trip is launching tomorrow on Wednesday, and like I said, the first 8 people do get, I think it is $100 discount. And again, no stress if group trips are not for you, if this is not within your budget, if you're not interested. There are other ways to support me or support your favorite creators. You don't need to spend your money to support. But if this is for you, I will leave some info down below together with the vlog from Barcelona on my second channel. I will try and be more active on my second channel come June. Probably I'm going on another trip, and I will have my things here again so that I can do more book content, because I have definitely been reading quite a lot as well. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're having a great day. I am having a great day, even though it's a little bit chaotic. I'm still in Italy. I had pasta for lunch, and I had pasta for lunch and dinner yesterday. I got nothing to complain about. So I will see you soon in a new video, which is going to be more makeup content. I'm going to talk about like affordable makeup. We're going to do a full video on like drugstore / affordable makeup. That's going to be the next one.